Hello everyone, and welcome to part 6 of our Dark Souls New Game Plus Plus Let's Play. So, we just completed Honor Orlando and we have the Lord Vessel. So now we're going to do a little bit of cleanup. Take out a couple of optional areas that will help us out for later in the game. So, first things first, we're going to go back to the Undead Asylum. We're going to collect a couple items over there, and then we're going to go back to Honor Orlando and go to the Painted World of Ariamis. So those are the two spots we're going to be going for this part of the Let's Play. So let's get underway, and we'll excuse me, we'll get started. So first things first, we're going to go back to the Undead Asylum. And if you remember, I did mention that these elevators, this elevator over here, will lead you back. It will lead you back to the Undead Asylum. So, if we go up this elevator, be ready. We're going to want to jump off right here. So now this area, you have to be a little bit careful. This is a little bit of a tricky spot. If you have, a fast roll, you can roll right down to there. We don't have fast roll, so we're going to have to try to jump it. Now, this is an area that sometimes I screw up, so bear with me. And just like that, that's a screw up. But well, we can loot the chest down here, or a couple of chests down here. We might as well. These are really items that would have helped you out at the beginning of the game. Not really anything you have particular value in right now. Cracked red eye orbs are for PvP. I'm not sure. We may or may not do PvP at some point in this Let's Play. Maybe as like the final section or something. We may do something like that. So we have to go back up top to try to get back up. Now this area over here with these skellies, that's the path to the catacombs. We will eventually have to go over there, but not yet. So our goal is to climb back up. So now we have to go back again. Hopefully this won't prove too much of an issue. But you can kind of see how it could because of the angle of the jump. And I know you can roll down there if you have fast roll. I'm not sure if you can roll down there if you have medium roll or a slow roll. But for me, I always found it easier to just jump it like that. And I don't know why, but I always did. So a couple things. First, we need to loot this item down on the rooftop here. That's the key, or one of the keys for inside the Undead Asylum. Now I think we can get back over there without having to go back. So now we're going to go up here, and we're going to take the crow back to the Undead Asylum. And the way to do that is to just get over to his nest and curl up like a ball, and then wait. So we're just going to wait here a second. And patience is key. It will happen eventually. And when it does, momentarily, hopefully, he's not noticing us. Crow, we're ready to go. Please? There we go. So, we're pretending to be an egg, and it fools him. And he's going to say, all right, get over here. We'll go back to the Undead Asylum. Now, in the Undead Asylum, there's a couple things we want to get. A couple points of interest. So, first point of interest is a spot where you can trade various items, excuse me, to Snuggly the Crow, and get items in return. So basically, and I'll show you where this is, we're not going to trade anything for the Let's Play, but I will show you where it is, and then you can experiment or look up what the different items do. Or what the trade values are for the various items. As you can see, these hollows still pack a wallop. So up here, you can see the nest. Basically, if you give them anything that would be considered warm or soft, they will return and give you... Basically, you just drop it on the ground, and they will give you something of value. whether it's crafting pieces or a special item or anything like that. So they do that. Now, do not walk into the center here. And I'll show you why in a second. Go over here and activate the bonfire just in case. Just in case. Because up here is a boss. Now, I'm going to try... We've been using the Murakumo. I think I want to try to use the Dragon King Great Axe. I'm curious about it. We're going to have to use 2 hands with it. And let's see if our stats are still okay. No, I think we're gonna fat roll. That's not gonna work. We don't want to fat roll. I'm curious how hard it's going to hit though. We'll just check. We'll check it out up here, and then we'll have to work our equipment load up. Well, this is proving deadly for us, actually. Which is interesting. We're just not wielding it properly. Let's go back to our Murakumo. Much better. Now, we're going to drop down here. Down here is a demon. Much like the first demon that we fought in the game. But now what we have to do, what we want to do, is we want to try to drop and then roll behind the pillars that are down here. Because that will potentially give us an opportunity to heal up before he sees us. So watch closely and see if we can do it. See the pillars. Now move fast. Move fast to get behind them. It didn't... Alright, we messed that up. Now, here's the fight. He has a very strong magic attack. As you can see. And he's going to continually do it to irritate us. Now we might have a chance to actually start attacking him. Alright, there's the other magic attack he's going to do. That's frontal. Well, I thought it was frontal. Apparently it's more than frontal. It's area effect. So this was not a very clean start to the fight. So if you have magic resist gear or a magic resist shield, it'll be helpful here. I'm sorry, that one was frontal. The one right here, the one where he slams the ground, is full-on area effect. I apologize. That was my... we're going to get hit by that. My mistake. So the stray demon... We have to heal. He's going to do a slam attack. This is not a very clean fight. We're not fighting a clean fight right now. At all. I apologize for that. See if we can... we're gonna kill him, but... That was not clean. That was not a clean fight. So you get a Titanite Slab. Titanite Slab allows you to ascend weapons to plus 15, which is the highest that a standard weapon without any sort of elemental affix can go. So Titanite Slabs are useful. So you definitely want to pick up the Titanite Slab if you can. Now we want a couple other items. We're going to drop down here. And down here you're going to see a Black Knight. You want to get past him. So we're going to try to parry him. We're going to fail. There we go. Do a quick sip of Estus just in case. And then we're gonna get the item back here. Now this is gonna be a painted doll. Or a doll, rather. This doll will allow us into the painted world of Ariamis. Peculiar doll. And this should look very familiar to you. This is, if you take a look, this is where we started the game. This is your cell. Your cell from starting the game. It was right here. Now we want to do one other thing. I want to get one other item in this area before we head out. And that is a ring. So, there are areas within the game where you have to walk through water or other liquids, and it slows your speed down. There's a ring that allows you to walk through that as though you're just walking on dry land. and it's called the Rusted Iron Ring. So we're going to get that real quick. And for anybody who was playing through this, you may have noticed an item that was inaccessible when you were first here in the Undead Asylum. That item was up on a set of stairs that you really couldn't get to. But now we can, because we picked up the key. We picked up the key on top of the rooftop over in Firelink Shrine. So we're going to take a look at this. We're going to try to kill this guy. Miss him again, of course. Because Dark Souls is conspiring against me. And now we'll get past him. Pick up another piece of Titanite, which is always useful. And we're going to go over here. So we're basically retracing our steps of how we had gone at the beginning. Now, this guy right here, if you remember him, he is the guy that gave you the Estus. The first Estus flask at the very beginning of the game. He's not much of a fighter. It's a shame, really. I do feel bad for him. But as what happens when you turn hollow, you must defeat him. And he drops the crest shield. So now we'll go back up here. And the boulder comes back down that we avoided previously. So now we can take... We're not going to need to parry anything else for now. So we're going to take our other shield back out. And we're just going to progress over here to... we're going to progress over here to this area where there was a locked door. And I don't recall if I showed you guys that there was a locked door in part 1 of the playthrough. But it's back here. Right there is a door that was inaccessible at the beginning. But now we have the key from Firelink, so we're going to open it. And now we're going to pick up that ring, and then that's effectively all we want to do back here in the Undead Asylum. Just a real quick trip. And there's the ring, the Rusted Iron Ring. So honestly, just a very quick trip to get a couple items, and then we're effectively done. Now we're going to go back to Honor Orlando and use the doll that we had just picked up. So we'll go down here and get out of the zone. And we'll go back to Honor Orlando, go to the Painted World, and now the Painted World is interesting, and I highly recommend exploring it in its entirety when you play through the game, especially for the first time. It's very, very interesting zone. It has a lot of interesting encounters, and it just feels different than all of the other areas in the game. Now, I'm going to show you a shortcut that allows you to effectively bypass the majority of the zone and just get right over to the boss. So I mean, if you want to bypass everything, feel free by all means. But I recommend the first time through, you probably want to play it to actually see what it feels like and experience the zone, because it is actually a pretty cool zone. But for now, we're not going to worry about that. We're going to do the shortcut. So we're back at Firelink. We're going to go back down to the bonfire. Oh no. And that is our first gravity death. That's our first gravity death. That's something that that happens to me a fair amount, and of course we didn't rest. So we're just going to warp back to Firelink, and I'll pick up the souls. We don't want to lose the souls if you can avoid it. So the gravity monster struck again. We just have to find the souls. I think they're over here. Unless they left them up there. They may have left them up there. Which would be unfortunate. I believe our souls are stuck up top. Well, not stuck. I mean, we can get them. But do we really want to? we're going to bypass that for now. And we're going to warp over to Honor Orlando. And the best spot to warp over to is probably Honor Orlando. No, that's not. I suppose Honor Orlando itself is the best spot to warp to. Now, we will likely get attacked by the Firekeeper over here right away. Because we killed that one boss. We're going to get a Firekeeper soul from this. Which you can use to upgrade your Estus, if you haven't upgraded it fully yet. And you know, you feel a little bit. Well, it's not letting me pick up the Firekeeper soul because we already have it, apparently. So now we're back in Honor Orlando, and we're going to go over here. We're going to go to the Painted World. So we'll wait for this to come back down, or come back up, I should say. And then we have the center section that we're going to have to position just right in order to get down to the Painted World section. So, depending on how it's oriented right now, we may or may not have to move it. I think we may be okay. I think we may just have to go down. And we might be alright. We're going to find out in a second, though. So these couple areas... excuse me. These couple areas that we're going to are not required to play the game. Or to beat the game. But I do like them. I enjoy going to all the different bosses and fighting them. Because you get a ton of souls and potentially some cool items. So the boss we're going to fight up here actually does have a tail you can cut off. It's actually, it seems to me to be pretty difficult to cut the tail off. I don't think I've ever done it. So down here you're going to find a bunch of painted guardians. And you want to avoid them. Now the black iron set, the set of armor we're wearing right now, is actually right back here. It's on that corpse right over there. We're not going to pick it up again because we already have a set. But if we didn't, that's where you would get it. And this is where you go with the peculiar doll. If you didn't have the doll and you went over here, it wouldn't actually do a cutscene or anything. So you can see that there's a painting, and magically, we're going to get sucked in. Because that's how things work here. So into the Painted World we go. This will, this should be relatively, with the shortcut, is relatively quick. Without the shortcut, it takes a little bit longer. One interesting thing to note, if you don't take the shortcut, and if you actually fight through the game, you will come across the Phalanx in a courtyard up here, and anybody who's played Demon Souls knows about the Phalanx. It was the very first boss that you encounter in Demon Souls is the Phalanx. So, something interesting. If you go through it, you will encounter the Phalanx, a throwback to Demon Souls. And you will be able to open up this shortcut over here. We're not going to worry about opening this shortcut, but eventually you'll be able to open up this doorway right here that will let you back into the courtyard and save you some time if you end up not going with this alternate route. So we'll go up here, and there are some interesting, or not, I don't want to say interesting necessarily, but there's a lot of mobs to fight. If we take a look down here right now, you can see the Phalanx right down there. So that's what I was talking about. There's the Phalanx, just like from Demon Souls. It's not an actual boss in this game, and they do respawn, so there's no real need to defeat them. Oh, we got toxicked. You have to be careful for the toxic in here, with those guys in particular. We have a blooming purple moss clump. We're going to use it to get rid of the toxic. Even though we have plenty of HP, I don't want to keep that on there. So we're going to wait here a second. And things are going to come to us. That's what we want to do. We want things to come to us. Make it a little bit easier on ourselves. And we got toxic again. Well, we probably shouldn't have gotten rid of the toxic just yet, recognizing there were other things to fight in here that could potentially toxic us. It's okay. We'll get rid of the toxic again in a second. So then we're going to go out here. There's going to be some things that are going to be coming to continue to fight us. Guy hanging off the side. He'll come up. We're going to take him out. If our swing actually lands. I'm bypassing a lot of the shinies. You probably don't want to do that. You probably do want to get the shinies if you're playing through for the first time, or even for the second time. Alright, so now we're going to heal up. Now, normally you would go into this center section and fight your way down to the courtyard. We're going to go a little shortcut. There's a dragon, an undead dragon over here, that we're going to try to take out. And then I'll show you where the shortcut is, which is right beyond him. So you can see now he's starting to move. We've gotten his attention. Now you want to run. You must run as fast as you can. Otherwise, he'll get you. So now, basically what we have to do is we have to bait him into using his poison attack and then keep moving to the one side versus another. So he's going to spit his poison. We're going to go over here. I'm going to start attacking his toes. And we want to try to avoid getting hit. That time we did not avoid it. I'm going to see if we can get him to shoot it over here again. And we'll go to the other side. It's all about timing, honestly. So this time we got him over here. We'll go back over here. And you do have to watch out because he will sometimes do a slashing attack. I'm not even sure if we hit him that time. I think we did. Sometimes it's hard to tell if you're hitting him because of the fact that you can't really see the HP. That was a really close one. He's going to spit into the center. We should be able to kill him, I think, on this pass. Yes. So we killed him. 10,000 souls for our trouble. Now we're going to go over here. We get a dragon scale. That's used to upgrade certain items. Blood shield. So we get a shield out of it. Now if you look over here, you'll see the bottom half of his body is still stuck here. That's because he was undead. He kind of crawled himself along. Now, in order to get him to stand up, which is really weird and probably a little bit of a bug, do a jump attack. And he will stand up, and that will open up an area down below that you normally wouldn't be able to get to unless you cleared through the courtyard. Now, there are some enemies that you have to avoid. But then up here is the boss of the Painted World. So really not too bad to get here if you use a couple of shortcuts. Now Priscilla, this is Priscilla. She will not attack you unless you attack first.
If thou hast misstepped, plunge down from the plank. If thou
so you don't have to fight her. Her tail, you can chop off her tail. I've never done it. I don't know exactly where to attack it from, so we're going to try to get it. And really, we're the mean guys for attacking her right now.
I expected as much from
now this fight will be interesting. She disappears. Watch for footprints in the snow. Oh, well, we missed that. Oh, we're missing it. And you don't want to get the bleed effect. That's a bleed effect that she uses. It'll drop your HP dramatically. So watch for her footprints in the snow. See if we can see it. I don't see any footprints yet. She's right over here. She's right here. She's right in the center there. Eventually she'll reappear. So right now, I'm having a hard time seeing her footprints. There they are. Right over there. See them? I don't know where the heck she went. We're going to play this game again. There they are. She's right in front of us right now. We're going to try to get her tail. I don't think we're even... I don't know if we're hitting the tail. Unfortunately, we're not going to get the tail. But we will get the soul. And that's really what matters is actually beating the boss. So that's that. That's basically that zone. I mean, if you do the shortcut. If you don't do the shortcut, then there's a little bit more. But what we're going to do is go back to Firelink now. The leap of faith! Off the side. Don't worry, he's okay. So now we're back here. I don't know what item that is. Alright, now these guys, they actually can hurt if they all start attacking you. So either avoid or take them out as few at a time as possible. We're going to go back over here and we're going to go back to Firelink. So we're going to find a bonfire. And we can't go to the bonfire where the firekeeper was that attacked us. We can't do that because now that the firekeeper isn't there, that fire is effectively out. So we can't use that to leave. We can, however, push this down and go to the bonfire that's down where the Dark Sun Gwendolyn was. So I think it's pushing in this direction. And we have a couple of friends coming up. At least I thought I saw. There they are. These guys are very fast. They love to dodge. Oh, he's going to Estus. At least he's going to try to Estus. You can see their dodges are very fast. But we'll just go down here. So we're going to go down to this bonfire. We're going to warp back to Firelink. We're going to try to grab our souls real fast, and that's where we're going to end this part of the Let's Play. Because if you recall, we left some souls up. We don't want to do that. So we will warp back over to Firelink. And we're going to try to get our souls back. I think we're going to have to reascend the elevator to get them. I think. And probably go back up to the nest and then descend without falling to our death. That's always the tough part. It's always the descent that's the tough part. I mean, not really. It really isn't that difficult. It's just a matter of not dying. Which I sometimes have an issue with. We're going to try to get our souls back. So we're going back the same way we came, or the same way we had gone before to get to the Undead Asylum. We're going to try to make this jump. We're going to miss the jump. Of course. We're going to go back. Avoid these skellies for now. Avoid that whole area for now. We don't want it. I don't think our souls are anywhere else, like hidden or anything. No. I don't believe so. I think we have to go back up top. And that's where we'll end it. Well, it helps if we go the right way, though. So, going into the next part of our Let's Play will be another couple items of cleanup. That being Darkroot, Garden, and Basin. We need to kill a couple of bosses over there, one of which we actually need to progress into the Four Kings fight. So we do need an item from Sif, who's one of the bosses. We'll kill the Moonlight Butterfly. This is just wrong. We're going to leave those souls. Screw them. Not worth it. We're just gonna go back to the bonfire and we're gonna rest. That jump is apparently not a sure thing, especially for me. Why am I going this way? As you can see, even if you play through the game a few times, sometimes you just mess up. So we'll back to Firelink. This is where we'll call this section of the Let's Play. Part 7 will hopefully be up in a couple days. But until then, take care. I hope you guys are enjoying this playthrough. And I will see you real soon. See you later, everybody.